Hey, shalom, shalom. Back again with another quick exhortation. I pray and hope that Lord willing is edifying to you, hopeful elect Akim, while Akwaf out there. All right, first and foremost, as always, giving all praise, glory, and honor to the true, holy, and powerful names of the Heavenly Father and His beloved Son, the Most High Power of Israel, whom the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. Real names in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Bahakwadash. All right, call Halal Yamla, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. All right, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that do rule and teach well with the correct doctrines and exhortations of the heavenly scriptures. Peace and salutations to you, hopeful elect Akim, that's out there teaching his word in all true faith and sincerity and fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And as well, you few sincere Akwaf or sisters that come across these videos, shalom. All right, real quick, man. I want to touch on this article right here from cointelegraph.com. And you see the title, it says, more than 186 U.S. banks well positioned for collapse. SVB analyst reveals. All right. And this is pretty much going to be a land back off my previous lesson entitled These Bank Collapses Will Lead into the M.O.T.B of the Beast. All right. Written in Revelation, the 13th chapter, in which you're not going to be able to buy or sell unless you have a physical RFID tag embedded in your skin. All right, surgically inserted within you. All right, your right hand or your forehead. You see, and it's all coming to pass, man. All right, prophecy is jumping off the page. All right, pursuing Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. Yea, though it tarry, wait for it shall surely come. All right, for the longest, you know, our apostles and elders been prophesying about the collapse. All right, and the CB, what is it? The RFID. All right, back in the 90s. I believe, man. You know, so for decades the elders been going in on that, but now we see it finally fully manifested, man. All right, it's clear as day. All right, ain't no mistaking it for nothing spiritual. All right, though it does have spiritual implications in terms of one's salvation. If you take it, you toast. All right, and but in terms of it being like physically sin, like certain groups are saying, that's not the case. All right, it is a physical mark that they want to brand the entire population with. All right, one second. All right, and pursuant to what I brought out in my last lesson, all right, the conversation with Aaron Russo and Nick Rockefeller, that's the end goal of the elites. All right, is to chip everybody, all right, as a means to completely and totally control the population. All right, and that's what it's all about. All right, they got a God complex. But anyway, I also have a few clips that I want to play as well from some videos that pertains into this article. All right, and they try to have this thing rolling by July. You know, they trying to have a it's called the Fed Now digital banking system that they want to establish by the summertime, man. All right, so these whole bank runs is happening. It's only gonna escalate, man, quickly. All right, with Lord willing, weeks, months. All right, because it got to. All right, you're gonna have people that's going to run to the bank to try to get all their money, just like they did with SVB. All right, Silicon Valley Bank. All right, and caused it to collapse because they didn't have all their money. All right, the Fed is called a fractional reserve banking system. All right, so they only allowed to have a fraction of people's deposits, and if everybody try to come and get everything at one time, it's impossible, and it'll lead to ultimate collapse. All right, so as people lose faith, you know, in this banking system, as more banks collapse, all right, it's going to be more bank runs, and it's going to escalate the collapse even more. All right, so it could very well be, who's to say, it might not be all 186 U.S. banks. All right, but hey man, we hey, who knows? Lord willing, that be the case. All right, and as you see, it says well positioned. So like here, see if I can highlight this. Well, anyway, it says more than 186 U.S. banks well positioned for collapse. All right, when you position something, that means you got a hand that's positioning things. So like you playing chess, you position the chess pieces on the board for a particular reason. All right, and that's what the elites are doing, man, putting all the chess pieces in the row. All right, and in a controlled demolition of this Western society, man. All right, and it's ultimately orchestrated by Yahweh Shemi Al Shai. All right, and as I was all this morning, let me show you, man. All this morning, I just been watching these videos, man. You go to one video about the collapse, you know, when the bank runs and all this and that, and a whole host of other videos popped up, and all while I've been at work, that's all I've been watching, man. All right, so but I'll refer you to this video here. All right, 186 banks near collapse. Fed will not save them all. All right, and let me just play a little bit into it.
Shiz just got real. Nobody has an attention span anymore. However, I implore you to take 5 full minutes to watch this entire video clip of U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen confirming that the U.S. government and regulators will pick and choose which banks get bailed out. Are they causing a bank run on purpose? Are small banks toast? You decide. Check it out.
Don't have time. I need to be able to drill in on a couple things. Let me start with some of the banking issues we're dealing with on it. Will the deposits in every community bank in Oklahoma, regardless of their size, be fully insured now? Are they fully recovered? Every bank, every community bank in Oklahoma, regardless of the size of the deposit, will they get the same treatment that SVB just got or Signature Bank just got?
A bank only gets that treatment if a majority of the FDIC board, a supermajority of the Fed board, and I, in consultation with the president, determine that the failure to protect uninsured depositors would create systemic risk and significant economic and financial consequences.
So what is your plan?
We made that determination.
Right. So what is your plan to keep large depositors from moving their funds out of community banks into the big banks? We have seen the mergers of...
Hey, pretty much, man, they want to get rid of all the local community banks, man. All right, they want to centralize everything into a central banking system, all right, which that's also ran by the feds, all right, and the feds are ran by the elites, all right. It was all established in Jekyll Island, all right, as a plot to control the world via the monetary means, man. I forget who said it, but one of the elites said, give me the money, the control of the resources, and I care not who makes the laws or whatever. All right, something to that effect, man. But it's going to show you that, man, if you got the money, you got the power. All right. But anyway, so I don't even want to, play the whole video because what she says after it is more importance. Let's listen to a little bit.
Long-term
we are going to have to move on,
well.
or we're not going to get all senators in. Senator Cortez Masto.
Yes, in a mere 5 minutes, the U.S. Treasury Secretary conceded that the Fed is destroying the U.S. community banking system. Why? They are using this crisis that they created to usher in a new Orwellian financial system controlled by their own central bank digital currency, or CBDC. How do they do it?
All right, she said Orwellian. Let me see what that word means. It's like it. Trying to... All right, Orwellian. It says characteristic of the writings of George Orwell, especially with reference to a dystopia account of a future totalitarian state in 1984. All right, so yeah, I remember that. George Orwell. All right, he had wrote long ago in the 80s. All right, as it pertains to a totalitarian state. All right, which that's what we're coming into. If I look at this word totalitarian.
Totalitarian.
It says relating to a system of government that is centralized and dictatorial and requires complete subservience to a state. All right, centralized, central bank digital currency, man. All right, and that's what they want to do. That's going to lead to them having complete control, man. It says similar words: authoritarian, dictatorial, tyrannical, existing power in a cruel and arbitrary way. Yeah, and it's going to be similar to communist China and what they're doing over there. All right, all you got to do is look into their whole carbon credit system. All right, they pushing it heavy over there, and soon enough, it's gonna lead to all out hipping of the population. All right, but they taking drastic steps over there, man, to be the next ruling class elite of the earth, right? Which it ain't gonna happen pursuing the Psalms, the second chapter. Why do the heathen imagine a vain thing, all right? Because Yahweh Shai is going to rule upon his return, and Lord willing, we be co-heirs in rulership with him, all right? But hey, man, this is it's the end, man. We at the end, all right? We got to be excited, man. Call Lord Yahweh Shai, man. We at the end of this fucking man's society, man. All right, this devil, all right. But hey, before the kingdom can come, it's gonna get ugly though, all right. It's exciting and but yet crucial at the same time, because we got to be spiritually girded up to even make it through this, man. All right. But it says a person advocating for a totalitarian system of government. Yeah. So let's go back. Let's go back to the video.
Or CBDC. How do they do it? Hello, I'm Crypto Casey, and in this video, we're going to explore the absolute tsunami of bank failures that is headed our way, and how unprecedented financial history is unfolding right before our very eyes. Let's hit it. Please check out our sponsors, CoinLedger, NordVPN, and Ledger. Start getting your crypto taxes sorted out with CoinLedger's cryptocurrency and NFT tax software that will save you time and help maximize your refund, secure your data, privacy, and access to important financial and cryptocurrency accounts from hackers and trackers by using virtual private networks. Sweet. So how did the Fed create this crisis? And what are they trying to blame it on? Here's a tweet by Dan McArdle that summarizes it nicely. So, regulators force banks to hold tons of treasuries, banks load up during ZERP, Fed prints $5 trillion. Oh my god, inflation. Jerome hikes at fastest pace ever. Bonds crash. Banks realize massive losses if depositors demand withdrawals. Everyone blames Bitcoin and crypto. LOL. But as banks are collapsing, Bitcoin is no longer being treated as a tech stock. It is a completely different use case now for people that have had the realization. And if you haven't, or if someone you know and care about hasn't had this realization, watch and share this video breaking it all down by clicking on the link above. And just to be crystal clear, it's not about trying to convince people of something. We all have our own beliefs, have our own unique experiences and perspectives on all aspects of life. So it's actually a matter of knowing and understanding something before everyone else, which at some point in the future, everyone else will know and understand it. And at that point, we're likely looking at a 100K Bitcoin and beyond. So by knowing and understanding how Bitcoin...
They're not going to allow Bitcoin to flourish, man. All right. The whole Fed now system is a complete adversary to the whole Bitcoin idea. All right. People think that Bitcoin is going to save them. Like, what's his name? Christopher Green of M.O.T.B alternative media that I like to watch. You know, he brings out a lot of valuable information as well about current events, but you always talk about the Bitcoin going 1000x and this and that, and how it's going to be. But they all got it mistaken, man. It's going to be what the scripture says it's going to be. All right, they going to make it to where you ain't gonna be able to do shit unless you got that hip, man. All right, that's what we know and believe.
Bitcoin works and what problems it solves early, we will likely reap the benefits of its potential substantial increase over time. The government is weaponizing market chaos to try and kill Bitcoin and crypto by shutting down access to and from traditional financial systems like the banks. And in reality, yes, banking is a necessary evil for us to transact, unfortunately, for now, but they need us more than we need them. Because if we are able to shift to using Bitcoin or another blockchain-based, decentralized, transparent, and immutable cryptocurrency, we do not need to use banks. We can transact directly with each other, quickly, efficiently, and cheaply, without the need for third-party intermediaries like banks. So am I worried about the concerted effort by the US government to choke fiat to crypto on and off ramps? Not really, because there will always be entrepreneurs somewhere out there looking to fill and need and provide value to the world.
Yeah, but she don't understand how this shit is gonna get real. Do you think they're gonna really allow that? This shit gonna get real. It's gonna come out in the force, man. All right, they gonna come in with the military like, fuck all that. You got to take this or die. All right, it's gonna be under the penalty of death to take that thing, man. All right. See, these is what these people ain't prepared for, man. They bringing out the truth, but they're not bringing out the truth. All right, or what the scriptures say and how you really got to be prepared. All right, they trying to prepare with the blockchain and food supply and shit. that's all good and dandy, but hey, ultimately it's gonna come down to faith, man. Let me get to some more points. I ain't trying to go too much into what she's saying here. Let me see. There's another point right about here.
Which then warns the facilities on the shoreline, us. And most of us are either ignoring the signal, don't understand the signal, or hear the signal loud and clear. And if the bond market signals aren't compelling enough, check out this chart. This arrow is pointing out Silicon Valley Bank that went bust. And all these banks to the right of it are actually more risky and slightly worse off than Silicon Valley Bank. Over 34 more banks are at risk of failure, and all the way to the
Damn, they worse off than what just happened with them, and they just failed. All right, so imagine.
left here, we show what will likely become the only big banks to exist alongside the central bank or Federal Reserve once their centralization and consolidation plan for the U.S. banking system is complete. J.P. Morgan, Bank of America, Citibank, and Wells Fargo. This is the impending tsunami the bond market is warning us about. Massive systemic bank failures, and not all of them will be bailed out. That's what U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said today. The Fed will pick and choose which banks get bailed out. We are in the midst of an arms race, our generation's most important arms race, against the U.S. Central Bank, other big banks, and their bought and paid for government and regulators. So what is the best case scenario for crypto? I think this tweet by
It's over, man. It's over. You racing against the clock, but hey, the time is not on your side. All right, it's not. Time is only on our side, man. It's the hopeful elect that's waiting patiently for the hell, expecting it, longing for it. Matter of fact, let me get a precept. All right. Let's see, Second Peter's 2. Book of Second Peter chapter 2. Or is it 3 I'm thinking about? Yep. Second Peter chapter 2. And starting at verse 10. It says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night." All right, and that links up with First Thessalonians the 5th chapter. All right, you coming as a thief, meaning catch the people slipping off guard. Majority of the people, they're not even thinking about banks collapsing. They don't even know what happened in Silicon. All right, and they like, well, shit, it ain't our bank. And that's how Americans think, man. If it ain't happening to them, why worry about it? All right, and people don't think about things until they in the hole. But it's perfect because this is scriptural. All right, let them fall into the trap. You see, it says, "In which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up." All right, and that's the nuclear destruction, the ultimate judgment for this place. All right, that's all this place got to look forward to. All right, all out hail and plagues, and then the ultimate plague of nuclear destruction that's going to destroy this place. It says, now here's the main point I was trying to get at. "Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness?" Holy conversation, goes into our conduct, what we say out of our mouths. Holy meaning separate behavior from the rest of this world in all manner of speech and conduct. You see, because if you join hand in hand with this place, you're gonna receive the same judgment, which 2/3 of our people that's what they're that's the state that they're in. Verse 12, it says, "Looking for and hasting the coming of the day of the Lord, wherein the heavens shall be dissolved and the elements shall melt with fervent heat." And that's what we're doing. All right, we're hastening. That was the word I was looking for, which is spudo in the Greek. It says to make haste, to desire earnestly. All right, this is our earnest expectation and hope, man, is that all out hell comes soon. All right, we've been prophesying about it for the longest. All right, only thing that we got to do, all right, is continue to gird up our minds, all right, and prepare to lose it all potentially. Prepare to be pilgrims, all right, in this wicked world, and be guided of the Lord, just like the book of Eli. Yeah, Denzel, he was guided of the Lord, man, in that movie. All right, and that's how we gonna be. You see, so faith. You know, and the rest of the world, they're not desiring that, man. They desiring to stay for this place to stay afloat, man. All right, but all signs point to its destruction. Let's go to this article. All right, that links up with that video, and we can probably come back and watch a little bit more of that. I also got another video as well that I just want to play a little piece of it. Or we'll just play the video and then explain the whole thing. I just want to read these 2 paragraphs. It says the perfect mix of losses, uninsured leverage. So like here, I can't even highlight it. Uninsured leverage and extensive loan portfolio, among other factors, resulted in the fall of Silicon Valley Bank, or SVB. Comparing SBV's situation with other players revealed that 190 banks operating in the U.S. are potentially at risk of a run. You see? And that's because people are going to lose faith and they're going to run to the bank to get their shit. And it's going to cause them to collapse. You see? People don't know that their panic is what's going to lead to the whole situation in the first place, man. All right? And they trying to offset that, not put it out there in the media so much, you know, to try to prevent it from happening. But ain't no stopping the floodgates, man. All right? This is where we at with it. All right? It says, while SPV's collapse came as a reminder of the fragility of the traditional financial system, which had always been fragile. All right, it's just the people's belief in the system is what's been keeping it afloat. All right, the dollar ain't got no intrinsic value at all, man. It's not backed by gold or silver. You see, Nixon took that standard off a long time ago. All right, so now it's just completely vulnerable, and we're starting to see, you know, the frailty of it, man. That's when a bridge is frail, or the foundation of a building is frail. What eventually happens? It collapses, man. All right. It says frailty to the traditional system. A recent analysis by economics showed that a large number of banks are at risk of uninsured deposit withdrawals. It read, even if only half of the uninsured depositors decided to withdraw, almost 190 banks are in potential risk of impairment to uninsured depositors, with potentially 300 billion of uninsured deposits at risk. You see, and that's why she was saying in the video that, hey, the feds ain't gonna bail out every bank, because that ain't in their best interest to do so, man. All right, they want to see it destroyed, you know. And ironically, we share that same interest, you know. But hey, man, hey, I ain't gonna even read this whole article, man, because I got to get back in on the job. But hey, go back and read it for yourself. You know, all I typed in Google was over 100 banks on the brink of collapse. You know, and this popped up, and you got other things that pop up. You know, I got other stuff, man. You know, here central bank digital. This from zerohedge.com. Central bank digital currency is the end game. All right, yeah. Central bank digital currency, or CBDC, will end humanity freedom. Don't fall for the assurance of safeguards and promises of anonymity and of data protection. They are all deceptions and diversions to obscure the malevolent intent behind the global rollout of CBDC. Right? You know, that's how the devil operates, man. You know, very deceptively. All right? That's how you're going to spring it onto the people as a means of convenience and safeguard. But it couldn't be nothing further from the truth. Having cash is what allows you to have, you know, security, you know, because you can hide the money, that you can get paid under the table, you know. But now every transaction going to be monitored. You pay the babysitter, you got to, that's going to be monitored. They're going to know. All right, ain't no more giving cash. It's beautiful, man, you know. Because hey, we've been in hell, man. Us of the nation of Israel, man, in this society. So to see it collapse, man, is beautiful, man. I've just been chuckling at this all day. All right, it says central bank digital currency is almost comprehensive, far-reaching, authoritarian, social control mechanism ever devised. Right, its interoperability will enable the CBD issued by various national central banks to be networked to form one centralized global CBD surveillance and control system. Hey man, this article goes into it all, man. I'm definitely gonna have to come back for a part 2 or part 3 now, as it pertains to, this article and then some more other information. All right, because things is progressing every day that we need to know. And the scriptures speak about how we got to be watching, man. All right, stand upon our watch and as watchmen for what's going on. All right, and breaking it down in the scriptures, with the prophecies, man. All right, that's how you measure the time diligently, pursuant to Second Ezra, the 9th chapter. All right, but this place is fucking done, man. I don't even want to go into the other video because, for the sake of time. All right, what was the other video that I had? Let me see. Let me go back to the history. Fed launching digital payment systems. One of these videos. I think it was this one. Oh yeah. This the one. All right.
What's that? You've never considered advertising on TV? Well, Hulu Ad Manager is here to...
Hello and welcome to my channel.
And she talking about how they plan on launching it in July.
Thank you so much for being here. This video is for those of my subscribers who are following how the CBDC adoption is progressing around the world. Unfortunately, what I'm about to share with you went virtually unnoticed. Federal Reserve just announced that it is launching FedNow instant payments in July of this year. In a variety of other countries, central bank instant payment options have been subsequently followed by CBDC trial rollouts. This is just several months away and nobody seems to know much about it. Surprisingly, we don't hear about it at all amid the financial sector crisis that has been unfolding for over a week now. Silvergate, SVB, Signature Bank, Credit Suisse have been on the front pages, but FedNow instant digital payments are about to change the banking sector this summer. TD Cowen analyst said,
Yep. Yep. By the summer, man, it's going to change everything. All right. This should have been, Apostle Hart named the year what he named it, but it's definitely the year of CBDC rollout, man. All right. And maybe even the M.O.T.B, the beast. All right. It may actually be, forcing it upon people by the summertime, man. Who knows? All right. Lord willing. All right. We hasten that to happen, man. All right. Because we need deliverance from this place, man. We want our Lord Yahweh Shai to come back and fuck this place up, man. All right, and get us up out of here, so we can get into the kingdom. All right, I want the kingdom, man. I want to, see my Lord and receive a crown of salvation. As a good and faithful servant, man. Lord willing. Hey, scriptures speak about how two things that that's very blessed. A man to see the rise of his children, or live to see his children and the fall of his enemies. I'm roughly paraphrasing. All right, and that's what we witnessing, man. The fall of our enemies. You see, man.
FedNow will represent a material change in how consumers use electronic money. He believes that nearly every bank and credit union will offer the service, with most coming on board over the next year. This is important news, isn't it? In fact,
and the reason why they're doing it covertly, all right, under the radar, is because ultimately it lines up with scripture. All right, they want to just spring it upon the people. Sort of like when you setting a trap. All right, you don't just expose the trap. You got to set it up strategically so the whatever animal don't know that they're being ensnared. All right, and they get caught up in the trap, and there's no escape. All right, just like it says here. Let me get this precept. Matter of fact, we just close it out with a few more precepts. 1 Thessalonians 5, and right to the point. Verse 3, it says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape," man. All right, that's what these people is doing. Saying peace and safety, they relaxing, they stay asleep. All right, they in darkness, pursuing the Isaiah the 60th chapter. Okay, so they don't see what's going on. All right, but we are the hopeful elect. We have the light to navigate through this darkness, man. All right, and we see exactly how it's coming, how it's going down. All right. 2 Corinthians 2:11. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. That he should get the advantage over us, roughly paraphrasing. All right. It says sudden destruction shall come upon them, like a trap, like a mouse trap, you know, or like a woman in travail, pregnant. You can't stop the birth pains from happening, the contractions. All right, it springs upon you and you stuck. You better get to the hospital. All right, and that's how it's gonna be for these people, man. Through. All right. Let me get one more precept. Let me close it out. You know, Revelation 12:12, it says, "Therefore now rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them." All right, heavens, the heavens where the Most High is at. All right. Hey, the souls that went on. All right, rejoice because salvation is coming. The kingdom is coming. All right, the dead in Mashiach Yahushua shall rise first. All right, and also the heavens upon the earth. Hey, rejoice to the nations, man, because they're in their rulership. They're, Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice, O daughter of Edom, for the cup shall pass through unto thee. Enjoy your time. All right. It says, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Woe meaning destruction. All right, for everybody. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And that devil in the Greek is diablos, meaning deceiver. And that's Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. Starting with their top wicked elite banking families that rule the earth, man, through their monetary system, through the Fed. All right. They're coming down with great wrath, man, and very deceptively, like a snake that they are. All right. And they know it's over for them. They see the cherries popping up all over the place. All right, which is the means of our salvation and their destruction. And as well, mainly they see the elect waking up, all right, throughout the four corners of the earth, prophesying his word and bringing out all the, the indictment papers upon this place, spiritually speaking, because that's what the Lord is coming to do, man. It's to indict the planet earth, man. All these heathen nations and Esau, Edom, chiefly for all the wickedness they have done, primarily to his people, man. All right, so these are the times we're living in, man. All right. These are the days, the end days. All right. So we got to continue to gird up the loins of our minds, prepare spiritually. All right. Do what you got to do physically, and wait, and watch, Hey, Lord willing, I'm going to end it off on that note. Lord willing, this was an edifying exhortation. I got to get back in on the plantation. And Lord willing, I can come back later with like a part 3. All right. So, shalom.